Sir Clicks a lot here. What are we going to do today? So this is another powers and abilities. Not so much an introduction, just listing them. Somebody will be out there looking for them to just get some clarity on how it works. Just because sometimes the wording does not say everything. Like it's not so clear. But who do we have here? We've got the Hulk. And who is the Hulk running with? The Hulk is running with Black Panther. Rest in peace, Chadwick Boseman. That's a wild one today. Anyhow, Doctor Strange and the Hood. What's going on here? So really it's the Hood and Doctor Strange versus Black Panther and the Hulk. So what we're looking at today are all of the light green powers. Now this is the thing. One of the light green powers, so for the speed symbol, I'm not gonna, oh yeah, I'll pick them up and show you. Oh, is it gonna focus? Is it gonna focus? Stay still. Move back. Move back. Nah, really. I'm gonna cover them up. Yeah, there you go. He was trying to focus on too many things. Okay. The speed symbol would be. Come on. Bam. Okay. That. The speed symbol. I'm glad to have a stylus to point these things out since it's so small. So, the light green power. That was hard to come by, honestly. I picked these characters because they have the damage light green power. There's the defense light green power. And I ought to say what they are now. So the damage light green power is exploit weakness. The defense light green power, combat reflexes. And I want to say it's Quake for the attack. Light green power is Quake. Now, for the speed symbols, light green power is Earthbound and or Neutralized, which, trust me, I don't have that many characters. It doesn't show up that often in the Heroclix universe, but let's see. Yeah, I'm going to try to link this to what what each of these moves actually means in, in the realm of Marvel, or if you're, playing with DC characters or Star Trek characters. It is more DC and Marvel, because I know Star Trek and WWE, like the wrestling, they have a few other powers. So, I'm going to, before I get into this, actually, let me get some action tokens, because I love this sound. I love that. Okay, so Earthbound. I'm just gonna read it out. So it says this character can't use, basically there are these two emblems. It's improved movement and improved targeting. And it says they cannot use a willpower. Now, let's see. Oh, I'm thinking of something else. I was thinking of another power when I was going to say a certain thing that can or cannot happen. But basically, this is the, Earthbound and Neutralized. It kind of says it in the title. It's the equivalent of the person in some way being slowed down, or they're losing their abilities slowly. And so what would happen is, this is I want to say it's kind of a passive power, because it's something that happens to the character. It's just like, okay, if it's on your dial now, then you now cannot use those abilities. You can't freely run through hindering, or let's say your character can move through other characters, or they ignore other characters for movement, or they can run through blocking. That's all gone. And let's say your character has improved targeting, where they can, when they're adjacent to each other, they can still do a range attack. That no longer is in effect. So that's it's passive. So it just happens. All the rest of the powers they have to do with actions happening. So let's go with Quake. Let's say it's Black Panther and the Hulk's turn. Which actually, we're going to start with Doctor Strange and the Hood. Just because. All right. And we're going to keep it straightforward, right? Doctor Strange, here's the thing. Doctor Strange is going to attack the Black Panther, right? Now, the Black Panther has a defense that is light green. And as we said, the defensive light green power is combat reflexes, and it reads as such. Cannot be knocked back. Sometimes it's cool to be knocked back sometimes because you want to just kind of get away for free, so you don't have to break away or anything. But the character also modifies their defense by +2 against close attacks. So the Black Panther's defense is currently 17. But with that light green power, and since Doctor Strange is adjacent, we're going to add 2 to his defense, making it 19. Now, if there was a ranged attack coming from over here, which most of the time Doctor Strange is doing a ranged attack. The Doctor Strange I chose has a 0 range because this is one that was what set did this one come from? A What If? I want to say this is out of the What If 15th anniversary set, where this Doctor Strange, you could switch him out with another Doctor Strange. So this one was more for transporting a whole bunch of people and just being able to move easily across the map and stuff. But, this is just an example. So Doctor Strange has a 9 attack. And since, Black Panther is good with his agility, he's got combat reflexes. That's, the equivalent of, being like a Spider-Man, a Black Panther, a hard to hit kind of person that's just flipping around all over the place, or has improved, I was going to say probability, but really in this game, the characters will have probability control more than combat reflexes, if that's the case. Anywho, let's do this. 9 on 19, Doctor Strange taking a swing at Black Panther. And that is a 7. 9 plus 7 happens to be 16, and that is not going to hit a 19. So I'm going to throw, even though I'm using this as a, let's see, even though go ahead. I'm using this as a action token, but, I remember when I got these, they were like, yo, yeah, you can add this in there for, how many points were these? 10 or 15 points. The 8 flash, and then there was like that serpent Spider-Man and stuff like that. Anyhow, just an action token. Bye-bye. And the Hood, I don't know why he would be right up on the Hulk. This is just an example. Hopefully that's not you playing with the Hood. I want to say, he has the capability, depending on what Infinity Stone or gem you put on him, he has different abilities, but, it doesn't matter here. Hulk has invulnerability as his defense. The Hood has a 10 attack. Let's just make it a 10 on a 17. and that's going to miss by 1, which always hurts, especially if you had somebody that does perplex and you didn't perplex their attack up. Anywho, let's go with a nice bam. I gotta hold at an angle. Spider-Man. Ooh, that's a lot of reflection. Spider-Man can move for a while. You know what? I'm gonna say this, and it might make people not ever come back to any of my videos. It always bothered me that, like, Spider-Man was always awesome. He's always been awesome. But at least in my developing mind years, I was like, you know what? How is, like, okay, I'm thinking of a character, somebody that flies. I'm like, okay, you can fly from, if you're a flyer, you can fly from mainland to just an island somewhere, right? And you don't need to hold on to anything. You don't need to catch a flight. You don't need to catch a ferry or anything like that, a cruise. And Spider-Man was just like swinging on buildings, right? And in the city, in a city full of buildings, that works perfectly fine. But as soon as you get out to the wilderness, actually trees and stuff, if you're in a forest or something. But if you're just like over water, you're not swinging over nothing over water. That always bothered me. I'm like, and it always made me put Spider-Man kind of below a lot of other characters, because I'm like, he's just so limited in where he can go. Like Doctor Strange here, for example, he can do one of those, he can open up a gate to just go to another dimension or another location in time. And so I'm like, yeah, he can get around. The Hulk, I don't know exactly how far the Hulk can jump, but I know it's super far. Now, he's not jumping over the Atlantic Ocean or the Pacific Ocean or anything, but I don't know. Yeah, because honestly, to jump that far, you'd have to kind of leave the atmosphere. So I know if somebody has the the detailed information about how far the Hulk can jump, please leave it in the comment section. But this would be a time to say their turn is over. And now it's going to be on, let's start with Black Panther. And what Black Panther has is the light green power for damage, which is exploit weakness. And basically exploit weakness says close, meaning this only applies to close attacks, or what was previously known as close combat attacks. But let's just say it's a close attack. So it says make a close attack, and damage dealt is penetrating. So if Doctor Strange had invulnerability that reduces damage by 2, or impervious that gives you the option to ignore damage and reduce damage by 2, it would go through that. It would penetrate that, because Black Panther, it's signifying that Black Panther's ability to attack in close quarters is so great that, the other character is just at a loss for any defensive abilities they have. Sure. Let's go ahead and do this attack. He's got blades. I want to use blades. I like getting 6s out of blades. It's a great feeling, as you might know. And we're not really covering blades. That will be another video, but I'm just gonna assume that you already know what blades is, and that I'm gonna attack. Can you use blades with exploit weakness? Because you're making a close attack, which we're doing that for combat reflexes, and this is why I kind of thought to make these videos, because there are all these combinations of powers. There's like, can I use this with that? So let's just say you can, because you're rolling, damage, because Blades has to do with close attack. So the close attack we're taking is a Blades attack, and then that damage that comes is going to be penetrating. And I believe that's why they made this Black Panther character like that. And like, okay, you can get swiped pretty hard, all right? Swiper, yes, swiping. 10 on a 17. Come on, you can do 7 or better. Bam, hit the 7 on the dot. So I'm going to take one of these for Blades, and let's see how much damage it's going to be for penetrating. 2. Well, his Black Panther's printed damage is 2, and so the Blades that was rolled were 2, is 2. So Doctor Strange is going to click, clack, take 2 damage, and we're going to throw a action token on him. Okay, so here's the here's the last power. The last power is Quake, and it's very much something that really strong characters have. If you ever see a character that prides themselves in their strength, and they do things like smash the ground super hard, and it just destroys everything in the area, and it makes their foes just have a hard time in battle. That's kind of Quake, because the power reads like this. Close. It causes knockback, or it just says knockback, but that means it causes knockback. Make a close attack. You know what? I'm going to move this whole thing because I'm going back and forth. Ooh. I'm going back and forth with what I'm saying, in front of the microphone that I have plugged into my phone, actually, since it has a better camera than my computer. But check this out. Quake. Close. Knockback. Make a close attack targeting all adjacent opposing characters. That would be the Hood. That would be Doctor Strange at the same time, right? All adjacent opposing characters. If more than one character is targeted, each hit character is dealt 2 damage instead of normal damage. Okay, and right now we've got 2 characters that are going to be targeted from Quake, and of course it's going to cause knockback. It's 2 damage, so if they are hit, they would go back 2 squares in a direct line. So let's see. It is an 11 attack on 17, and on a 17 straight up 6 or better. Really, he rolls a 3 and he misses. Let's see. For the sake of this video, let's do this. I'm gonna roll again. Let's say in an alternate universe this happened, that the Hulk was feeling a little bit more in touch with his attack and hits both of them. And so that's going to send, he's going to end up here, right? But first the characters get the damage. Okay. So I'm going to, can I get all the way over here and go click, right? So he's got, is that regeneration? Does the Hood have regeneration? I'm over here. On click. Oh yeah, he was already on click 4. All right, so he gets knocked back too. That's been resolved for what's going on with the Hood. Doctor Strange is going to get knocked. Well, he's going to take his damage. I'm like reaching so specifically around everything that's right in front of me to click these. So he gets knocked back too also. So there is blocking back here, and he's supposed to get knocked. Boom. 1, 2. right? But he can't because there's blocking there. So he's going to hit that blocking. So he's already taken the 2 damage from getting hit from the actual Quake. He gets knocked, and then, bow, he runs up against that wall, and that, in turn, creates damage on him because he hits a freaking car, right? He didn't just get hit and then he just rolled off down the street. He got hit, rolled off down the street, and then ran into a car, making him have to take another damage. Now, if he had a reducer, toughness, or invulnerability, he wouldn't take that damage. But guess what? Oh, that's toe up. And that is how matches just switch. And, the tables turn because of something that simple. You did Quake, and it knocked somebody back. And because there was blocking there, Doctor Strange is now KO'd instead of just on his last click. And so we'll take him out of there and give the Hulk an action token. And he's flexing. See, he's flexing on you. That's really that. That's all of the light green powers. The speed power was Earthbound, Neutralized. The attack power was Quake. The defensive power was Combat Reflexes. And what's that damage one? Exploit weakness, yeah. So those are the light green powers, and yeah, I'm gonna, hopefully this is still recording and I didn't just do this whole video without recording it. But there's Heroclix a lot here, and if it's not a crit hit, I don't really want it.